So, welcome to the penultimate one of these shows before we play a game. And that feels absolutely wild to say. We are so close. And just thank you to everyone that has helped out, volunteered, become an owner, just given us advice down the road from the Football Sports Association to Grays Athletic. Lewis is another club that gave us plenty of advice. So no, really appreciative to everyone that's reached out. Even several of clubs within the Essex area. Hashtag is another one where we've asked people for help, and they've been really good at giving us, hey, have you thought about this? Here's what we've done in this area, and it's not one. Beauty of football is you're not trying to reinvent the wheel. When reaching out to clubs, loads of them have been really open of like, hey, you need to make sure you've got this on your radar, and that's really helped. Obviously, having a quite a strong committee has been good because there's lots of people that can take their little jobs, but we're always looking for more and more volunteers. So if you think you've got, hey, this skill might be able to help, or have the club thought of this, get in touch. Because it's the people taking all them little jobs that just makes everyone's life easier for, hey, we can get focused on the bigger picture, we can do lots of other stuff. So yeah, whether it's a tiny bit of digital, whether it's helping out on match day, if you can step up and do a bit there. It could be anything at all. So one thing we're still looking for people to do is leaflet. We ordered 15,000 leaflets. I think about 10,000 potentially have gone out. We're over halfway at least, so definitely into crossed 8,000. But we've still got some more to go. We want to get them all out ideally before our first game. So pushing to get those out. So if you can help out, it's 200 leaflets. Take your hour and a half maybe. So easy one to do maybe on the evening when it's a bit cooler. But if you can help out, let us know. We've got several different routes in the area. We'll just tell you the roads and we'll drop them around. So please help out if you can. Friday was a difficult day. So on Friday evening, someone broke into where the ground is and stole one of our two dugouts. They're stripped back to the frames at the moment because they were due to get renovated on Tuesday. So tomorrow, as you're listening to this, we're trying our best to chase up. We've got some strong leads on where it ended up. We're hoping it hasn't been destroyed by that scrapyard, and that we'll be able to recover them. The police are involved, so hopefully they can get everything sorted in time. But it's one that, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get everything ready in time. But there might not be dugouts their first game. We're going to see what we can do to sort of just get a fix in place. But hey, it's just one of those incredibly frustrating parts of running a football club. So yeah, that's there in terms of dugouts. Training. So on Saturday, managers held the first training session for the squad. They're really impressed with sort of what they're assembling already, which is good news. The players seem particularly fired up, ready to go. So really grateful for the work they're doing, because it's almost that separation of your church and state, all that other stuff, where we're here as the committee to almost run the business of the football club, make sure money's coming in, because that allows us to progress down the line eventually when we get to a spot where we're paying wages and sort of expenses, all that sort of stuff to players. We can do that, but that requires us to make sure there's money coming in, events, fundraiser, all of the formal, the slightly more boring stuff, if I'm honest. I find it fascinating, and it's one that I hope you enjoy it, because that's kind of what we're trying to give complete transparency into what's going on within that side of the operation. And then that allows the managers, they're freed up, they can focus on players, football. And that's something that doesn't always happen at this level of football. We've seen it in the past where it was all on John Coventry, so United, a lot of the time, where it was like, what's going on? And it was all on his shoulders. And what we're trying to do is create an environment where the managers can focus on management. We'll deal with the business of the club. And that just allows more people to get involved and sort of deliver those best possible results on a Saturday. So that's there. But yeah, really impressed training. It's all looking good. On Thursday, we've got the Essex Olympian AGM. So we'll be finding out then what league we're in. So if you're on Slack, if you're an owner, join the Slack. So Slack is just an online app, a bit like your WhatsApp sort of stuff, where all of our owners are, and you can engage with other owners. But what we can do during the week is we can send out quick updates. So, for instance, once I come out of the meeting, I'll be able to update people and go, "Hey, we're in this league." We're genuinely hoping that it'll be Division One, but that's what we'll be able to confirm straight out the back of that meeting. And then what will follow that up, it'll potentially be the next day because I just don't know what time I want to get back from the meeting, time to type everything up and send it. We'll then have an email that'll go out to our owners just saying, "Hey, we're in this league. This is what's happened." Maybe slightly more in depth, just covering at the meeting. Whereas the Slack will just post something. I'll jump in the car and drive. So it's one that if you're not in Slack and you haven't got the link, just send an email to eastthurrockcfc@gmail.com and we'll send that through to you. But yeah, we'll get stuff to you as quickly as we can as an owner. But yeah, that's the plan to send it out. And what Slack, partly it's there for owners to contact each other, get to know each other, and it's been a really, really good tool for that. But when things are happening during the week, hey, Dugouts got stolen, we can post on there, alert people and stuff like that. Hey, we need a volunteer, someone to help out with something. We can put it on there. So it just allows us that during the week communication, whereas we try to keep to the cadence of Tuesday is the email that goes out to owners. Then on Friday, we do a fan newsletter. So as the season approaches, we'll make sure the match program, it'll be on social media, but we'll email that out when it launches on a Friday ahead of home games. So all that sort of stuff, it's all there. So your owner email is very much focused on the future. It's like what's going on behind the scenes, what can you expect coming up, some details on ownership numbers, some details on finances, what's been spent that week, what's come in. Whereas the fan newsletter is more like, hey, here's a recap on everything that's went out on social media this week, any big news the club's announced. So it's more of a, hey, if you miss something on social media, that'll have you covered. But yeah, exciting times. No, thank you so much for everyone's support, and we are nearly there. So up the rocks and have a great week.